Record. All right, so we're going to record our live event that we're doing tonight so that we can share it with the people that weren't able to make it, because we have some content for them that we'd really like them to see. So, and a few of you were actually able to attend our last one, and so this is kind of like a regular thing that we want to do. It's fun because we get to bring together two different groups of people that are thinking about maybe starting something and just toying with learning a little bit about clean eating and some fitness. And so a couple of you were there last time. And what we also do is invite our current full-time participants to join us so that everybody gets to kind of see this together and share their experience and what they're going through. And just to kind of share what's changing for them, actually going ahead and making that commitment. And so what always comes up for me is major, major gratitude for any of you guys that, number one, are here every day doing this with us, taking a chance on thinking about it or actually doing it. I mean, I never saw any of this coming. I did not think that when I tried out my first program and Shakeology for the first time that it would actually lead to something. And my coach kept saying, like, you are going to be surprised who you actually inspire and what happens and changes in your life and the people that come into it, whatever. And 3 years later, here we are, and we're kind of forming a little team of coaches. And so you see Meredith and Nikki and Val, who are all part of our MisFIT Life Nation team. And little by little, we're sharing our journeys with people. They're noticing it. We're talking to them because what has happened in our lives. And that opportunity is open for anybody that is a participant with us, but it's not required. So we just really love what we do, what we've been able to learn, and to be able to pass on to other people. It's a very different opportunity to be in these groups every day. And I had this revelation like just a couple weeks ago that I started as a challenger, as a participant in July of 2013. So it's almost 3 years now. And I have never been alone on this journey one day. And even though Glenn does this with me and he's on it with me, it's different having the people inside the groups, you know, women, moms, grandmothers, I mean, all ages, all shapes, all sizes, all busy, busy people come together and support one another and just share our experience. So almost 3 years, and I've never been alone on it, and I think that's the difference. I never did anything like this before, not this intense. And I learn more and more about myself every single day, this entire time. And so I'm very, very grateful to be able to share that with people as participants and as coaches just getting a discount, and coaches that are looking to inspire as well, and maybe even, you know, create a small business of their own. So that's a very, very long way of saying thank you guys for being here and trusting us and being involved. So, and kudos to you for daring to dream, doing it, maybe hating it some days and doing it anyways, because I understand that 100%. I still don't love to work out, but I do it because I know I need to. I've lost 70 pounds and 35 inches, and I've kept it off this entire time, and I never thought that would be possible. I did not think I would be sitting here and sharing that with anybody. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So Meredith is going to do a demo for us tonight, and I actually don't even know what she's going to do, so I'm excited to see what she's going to share tonight. So I'm going to throw it over to Mare, and we're going to learn a little bit, and then I'm going to kind of throw it to you guys to kind of share a little bit and talk a little bit and answer questions that you might have, or if you have like questions about what Meredith is doing while she's talking. If you look across the bottom bar on your screen, there's a little chat button. and you can put comments or questions into there, and we can go back and answer those questions as we go. So, and I don't want to keep you guys on too long because I realize it gets late and sometimes we get talking and like we lose track of time. So we will try and be mindful of the time as well. So, all right, Meredith, go ahead.
All right. Well, if I get long-winded, just stop me, Nicole, but this will be pretty short. And first, I just want to say I'm Meredith and welcome. As Nicole said, we're so grateful for everyone being here. It's really inspiring to us as well. Every day I am just like more and more inspired by the people that I'm surrounded on this journey with me. So thank you, and I will get started here. My dog's outside, so I may have to run over there and let her in a second. But anyways, so I decided, why not talk a little bit about cleaning up our pantries? I mean, we all have them. They're packed full of stuff that we probably haven't even seen in a year. And I'm guilty of that tonight. I will explain in a minute. But let's take a hard look at some of the things that we have in there and how we can better buy food. What do we look for? What should be on the label? What should we be putting in our mouths? So first, I'm just going to start by kind of sharing 5 tips to buying better food. First, as we talked about earlier this week, we want to limit processed foods. And with that, we want to increase whole, unprocessed foods. So fruits, vegetables, really just getting down to the basic protein, and leaving all the filler junk that you buy in a box away. Stick to products with the fewest amount of ingredients, if you can. We also, when you're looking at a label, if you can't pronounce the ingredients on the back of the label, you shouldn't be buying it. Those are chemicals, and we'll get into that later. But if you can't pronounce it, don't buy it. Also, if a label has more than 5 ingredients, we should question that. And this is where I was guilty. So I was sort of looking through my pantry this evening. I'm like, oh, maybe I have some things in here still that really shouldn't be in here. And I came across this Dorito bag. Yep, it was in my pantry. It was way in the back. I was very tempted. But then I started looking at this ingredient list. I don't know if you guys can see this. Look at all of those ingredients that are in this little bag of chips. There are 25 ingredients, I counted. And half of them I cannot pronounce. For instance, let's see here. Maltodextrin. There is, I know cyanate and disodium guanylate. I don't know what the hell that is, so I probably shouldn't be eating it. So that'll be going in the trash later. Also, let's see. I found this, what I used to think was a healthy thing, and we'll get into the whole light and fat-free thing in a minute, but this is a light Italian dressing that I thought was good. And when I looked at the back of it and I really started reading this label, it has xanthan gum, dill alpha tocopherol acetate, and modified cornstarch, which we'll get into. So that'll be going in the trash later too. All right, next on the list, as I've been talking about, if there are any chemicals involved at all, do not buy it. And that brings me to kind of my last little point here. We've been told that fat-free, low-fat, light diets are what we should be consuming. Even the American Heart Association suggests that a low-fat diet is what we need. And so after doing a little bit of research, why is fat-free food not good for us? Well, your body craves natural fat. It feeds on natural fat and it needs it. So when these companies are taking the fats out of their products, they're filling them with chemicals. What did that say? Eating healthy fats. So we need healthy fats in our diet, as someone's saying down there. So when they replace these fats that are in our food, they're replacing them with chemicals, as I explained, the ones I cannot pronounce.
And sugar.
Such as high fructose corn syrup, GMOs, which are modified cornstarches, MSG, that's a pretty big one. And I even found this can of soup that I used to think was really healthy in my pantry tonight. This is full of MSG. It also has modified food starch on the back of it. That'll also be going. So when your body is getting these chemicals, it doesn't help you lose weight at all. Like, there is no science behind the low-fat, fat-free food. Your body, like I said, needs these healthy fats. So healthy fats are avocados, raw nuts, coconut milk, things like that. And when I was looking at, coconut milk, ingredient, first, or almond milk. This is almond milk, sorry, not coconut milk. But first ingredient, almond milk. You're getting back, this is the true source of it right here. So then I was thinking, okay, well, so we actually took a little poll between our coaches, or what are some of the things that we keep in our pantries all the time, or even in my refrigerator all the time. And these are the 6 top items that we think you should never go without. The first one is fresh fruit. I always have bananas in my house because I love them for shakes. They're a really quick snack to grab, and then I'm not reaching for junk. I also have any kind of fruit. I will give you a tip. I try to buy the fruit that's in season because it's cheaper. So I'm not really trying to buy strawberries right now, although they were on sale today. And I'll look for sale items. So just keep your house full of good things that you can grab quickly. Also, the next thing I always have are sprouted grains. My favorite, and I know Nicole's fan too, Ezekiel bread, if you haven't heard of it. You can usually find it in the organic section, in the freezer section, because this has no preservatives in it at all. So it spoils really fast if you don't keep it frozen. But I will put it up here so you can see it. And all of the ingredients are from the true source. So organic sprouted wheat, filtered water, organic malted barley. So it's all from natural sources. I also always have unsweetened almond milk, and I know Nicole is very much the same. I always have a chocolate and an unsweetened regular one. They're great for my shakes. You can also, I have substituted them into a lot of recipes. Made a mac and cheese using almond milk. It's a great substitute. The next thing, Greek yogurt. You guys, you can do so much with Greek yogurt. Let me get mine. So we always buy the 2% fat because we don't want low fat or no fat, even though really in Greek yogurt, it's still probably not as bad as it is in a regular yogurt. But this is also a great source of protein. I mean, there's 23 grams of protein in a serving, and it's a healthy fat, what fat's in it, which is very minimal anyway. But anyways, you can put this in shakes. You can make dressings with this. You can substitute it into dips that you're making. I know a lot of people like to make fruit dips, but I made a spinach dip using this. Anywhere that uses sour cream is pretty much what I substitute it for. And it's great on Mexican food with hot sauce. The next thing is hot sauce and spices. Fill your cabinets with, don't go run out and buy every spice there is, but think about some things you like to cook with, because bland food is not easy. It's not an easy thing to maintain if you're always eating food that has no flavor, that doesn't please your palate. So learn to spice it up. Get creative with your spices. I mean, my spice cabinet is literally like, there's no more room. Things are falling out of it. And we're obsessed with hot sauce. So, and that's pretty much a free food, as long as it's a Mexican hot sauce. And the last thing is, you always need to have some good chocolate chips on hand. So we don't, this way. Oh, this way. You can tell I don't do these things a lot. So we all decided.
Real life, baby. Real life.
Yeah, Nikki, Nicole, and I, we're like, if we're going to have something, we want to make sure it's good chocolate. Mm-hmm. And if it's just a few little morsels every now and then, we savor them because we don't get it very often. But it's a nice little treat. So you should definitely have it on hand. Don't eat the whole bag, but
I always have 3 chocolate chips. I don't know why 3, but I always have 3 in my lunch bag because that is going to happen when you're at work and everybody's eating something sweet or candy bars. And I savor them, but it's just like, it just does the trick.
It does. It absolutely does. And then I like to mix it with, make my own little trail mix sometimes. So I'll take some chocolate, a little bit of almonds, and I'll sprinkle in a few like dried cranberries, a good little snack. So that's really kind of my spiel. Any questions or?
I love it. I think it's perfect.
Good.
So does anybody have their mind blown right now by any of these things that she just brought up and talked about? Yes, I see Kirsten's moving your head. Let's see. Let me unmute you so you tell me what. Okay. What's blowing your mind right now?
Just looking out for more than 5 ingredients that I can't pronounce, or just 5 ingredients in general. That's huge because most items that I've been eating in the past, I'm sure, have tons. That's pretty shocking.
And it's kind of so that touches on 2 really important points. It brings them together when she's talking about the things that get added in and the preservatives and all that stuff. That's when you get all those artificial chemicals and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially with your low fat and fat free foods, which we have been ingrained to understand that is healthy. And the FDA has very quietly announced recently that they made a mistake, essentially, that they have approved too much sugar allowance in foods, sugar substitutes into foods, and that is actually what's making us sicker over time. And that is one of the number 1 things that they use in foods to replace fat is sugar. And sugar is actually one of the biggest problems for our bodies, more so than anything else. Mm-hmm. Taking the fat out, like she was saying, is they have to make up for flavor with salt and sugar.
Yeah.
So you don't want to go crazy, but it makes you really just think about things a little bit differently,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and is it, little things at a time. You change one of those things this week, and then, it makes you think about that next thing and that next thing. What Meredith and Nikki and I were talking about recently is over time, we've made so many changes to the food that we bring into our house that we forget about it. We don't always notice it because it's a habit now. And that's what every one of you can absolutely do. It's very easy to do over time once you kind of just start doing it. So, pick a thing that you have in your house and look at it and go, maybe I can replace this with at least a cleaner version of whatever that thing is. So she showed us the Doritos. There are whole grain snacks out there that are different flavors that are natural, what's one of the, Food Should Taste Good. That's one of the companies that uses sprouted grains for chips and stuff like that, right? I have those on my shelf, and I might eat like 5 or 6 of those. If I'm having like a taco salad, I might crunch those up and put it on top. What's the other one? Glenn, what's that other snack that, those chips that we got recently? What's the name of it? Not Food Should Taste Good. You think about that, get back to me.
Way better snack.
Way Better Snacks. That's what it was. And we got a big box of those at Costco. There's different, but there's sweet potato and black bean chips, and then I think corn tortilla chips. And there's different flavors as well. So you can still have some of those things that you really like and enjoy, but just a different, cleaner version of it. And you don't want to, just eat that stuff all the time. But on those occasions when you really want them, there's a lot better, healthier options out there for you. You don't have to totally deprive yourself some of those joys, right? What do we say? It's all about modification and moderation, not deprivation, because that's when you get into problems. You have trouble when you start depriving yourself of stuff. So if you're like, I'm craving this so bad, let me know. And we can think, put it out there in our groups. Like, we can come up with another option to try and satisfy that need of yours,
Like I've made, I like salty chip snacks, so I will make sweet potato chips and just slice sweet potato and throw them in the oven and put a little bit of sea salt on them. I mean, it takes care of the need that I have, I guess.
And you're getting nutrients at the same time. That's the cool thing, is like, by picking cleaner options, you're actually getting nutrition instead of just an empty, snack.
Snack that has 25 gross ingredients in it.
Corey, are you yelling at me right now? Are you? Yes, I am. I can read your lips. Hold on.
I'm going back to whenever you said nourish your body. And ever since you said that, I don't think Ariana and I have, because we have, I've got the 2 boys, and they like the junk food. So they have their cabinet, we have our cabinet, and then in the refrigerator, they have the refrigerator out in the garage that has all their junk stuff in it, and then we have the nourishing one inside the kitchen. So as far as the chemicals and such like that, I think the only thing that we eat that has chemicals in it is our salad dressing, if that. Everything else is fresh fruits. We do the spinach like crazy, the fish, the chicken. Tonight we took spinach and cut up the steaks that I grilled with nice garlic on it, which was so much good, and then some tomatoes, and that was our dinner. And she's embarrassed, and I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't even make sense. So much good.
Oh, well, whatever. But it's when you were talking about the milk before, Meredith, the almond milk. There's one that has chocolate and then coconut in it, and oh my God, with the chocolate Shako, yum, it is too good.
Yeah, the toasted coconut is my favorite.
Yep.
And it's not cheap, but I don't have a ton of it.
We can see too. Where's Glenn?
He's over there.
Hiding over there. Yeah.
He's in his own world right now. What else? Anybody else? Mind blown? Something that really stuck out to you? Sloan, let's hear from you. Did you get something? Hold on. Can you unmute yourself? I can do it. Hold on.
Thanks. I'm still trying to figure it out.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Well, I think just kind of going along with what I was posting about on the page, I'm just mind blown, and I was from talking to Valerie the other day that you can lose weight with moderation, because I've been doing no carbs for 3 weeks now because I'm so scared of even the good carbs, because I just feel like my body can't handle them, and I also want the fast results, and so I've been feeling crazy with no carbs. And so hearing people talk about chocolate almond milk, which has a lot of carbs in it, and sweet potatoes that are healthy, but I'm so scared of that stuff. And so I'm excited to learn how to do this with moderation. And that's what Valerie was that the other day.
I know it's hard to switch your mind that way. It's been ingrained in us, low fat, low carb. And it's not saying that those things can't work, but long term, they don't work for your body. And your body needs carbohydrates for nutrition. Your brain needs carbohydrates, which is why you feel so crazy. Your body has to break them down and send those sugars to your brain. And without them, we're nuts. Totally nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm a carb addict. Like, I get it. Like, I'm Polish. Like, my people live on carbs. Like, I get it.
Yeah, I'm Irish. We're all about the potatoes.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So you just find ways to work around it and get a little bit more nutrition. And so I'm hoping that what we can talk about is where we go from here. And that's the opportunity to invite all the people that are in our free event to our next round, our next group that starts on the 29th. And so what I always say is talk to the coach that invited you so that you guys can have a one-on-one about what fits you and what is the appropriate program. I would hope that, we don't talk about Shakeology a ton in the free group, but it's one of those main staples of nutrition for all of us. I look at it like drinking your multivitamin. You don't have to take any other vitamins. You don't have to take any other supplements, because everything that you can think of is in there, and it gives your body such nutrition support that you don't have to worry about it. Your body's going through some major changes, and so we like to incorporate that in all of our full-time participating groups. And I think that most people are really surprised. I hated it when I started it. I found the recipe that worked for me, how I like to drink it. I was afraid of the price, but found out how I can make it work for me. And 3 years later, here I am drinking it every single day. And my husband is as well. And our daughter, I make her like a third of a scoop shake every day, and it helps her as well. So no, she's gone even as far as like, she used to say, "Mommy, give me shake, give me shake." And now she's saying full out Shakeology. Drink your Shakeology, Mommy, and be healthy and help people. That's what she says to me now, which is like the cutest stinking thing ever. So, yes, I want to be able to continue this journey with everybody that is in our free group and give you the opportunity to go to the next level and give you a program to help support you, give you our support to help guide you, especially if you're afraid of those changes and those things that you kind of have to change in your mind about what's healthy. Teach you about nutrition and proper portioning. So we will have a group starting on the 29th. So Sloan, we can talk more about that with Val, and how, if you think you'd like to join us, how you can do that with us, definitely. So, and I know Kirsten is the perfect example of somebody that was in our last free group in our event. And so she's doing her first round of the 21-day fix now and is making it work. And I think, I don't know, you seem brighter to me. Like, do you feel that way, Kirsten? Because you just you're kind of glowing a little bit. I don't know.
Definitely proud of myself for sticking through it. I mean, it's only been almost a week and a half, but still, it's a start, and I feel better about my choices, and I'm learning, so I feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see it in you, and
thank you.
I'm very, 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 very grateful that we were able to connect and start you out with it. So
thank you.
And that little monkey of yours is learning valuable lessons along the way too.
Trying on swimsuits.
I love it. I love it. Well, I am going to stop the recording now, but I just want to say again, thank you to everybody that was able to come and sign on tonight. And we will be having that group start on the 29th. So I would really love to see all of you guys take the next step into your journey, because we would love to support you and invest in you as well. So talk to the coach that invited you so that you can get started with us. So, okay.